it's going to be J-Rock. Both teams did have Pathfinders. Let's see if they're on the same comp. This is the exact same team comps. I want to see J-Rock's team play more aggressive. Looks like Skyle is moving in. I know Skyle, I don't know. He has a pretty good aggressive playstyle. He is a very good blocker and can disengage, but I think it just lends into more of a style of to play aggressive instead of kind of poking from far. Calzad needs them to play aggressive because, as we see, he is one of the newer players, free-to-play players, and I just have so much more breathing room for their back and why they push in.
Yeah. J-Rock with the aggressive positioning here. Eradicate also with the same idea. Both of them hoping that the other team would stay in the original tree, first or second tree position. But J-Rock wasn't going to have any of that. J-Rock now finding Santa running in on him, trying to get a flame wall down, but the flame wall does miss. He did get a bola off onto Joanna Nasty. Who Santa now taking a significant amount of damage. J-Rock getting Firestorm though. Eradicate in the back, flanking Calzad and J-Rock, getting a curse off onto Calzad. Skyle,
look at this positioning. They could really close in on Joanna Nasty and choose Santa. They are separated really far from Eradicate. If they close in now and get a good trap, they could separate them even more and choose their target. Make sure, right now they're just letting Eradicate poke them down. There's no need for this. They need to engage. They're just playing so passive, and I feel like that's going to cost them the match. A great bullet by J-Rock. He did interrupt that cast onto the flame wall. Eradicate is going to bolt armor off that, so Skyle can't attack him. And it looks
unfortunately,
like
J-Rock did fall down a little bit there, so that is a bit of a blunder. He's able to rocket jump back up pretty quick, though. Calzad has now drop down, but he's able to find Skyle and get some great heals off onto him. J-Rock, all of them are grouping up in that corner now, which may be bad positioning because Santa and Eradicate both have the high ground over them. A double person stun onto Skyle and Calzad. J-Rock going in, trying to get the flame wall down, trying to distract Santa while the two back off. He's stepping in, taking control, getting focused by both Eradicate and Santa, but he is able to amazingly jump away and live for a little bit longer, but unfortunately he does go down because Calzad is someplace completely different with Skyle right now. But that was a great attempt by J-Rock to try to keep them distracted while Skyle and Calzad brought themselves up. Calzad and Skyle in a very bad position right here. Calzad not getting out many heals, just LOSing his teammate right now, actually. And unfortunately, he does go down to Eradicate's focusing, leaving only Skyle. And I don't think there's anything Skyle can do here, unfortunately.
Yeah,
yep. And so that's going to be
It's going to be 2-0 for Eradicate's team. Great job picking up that win. We are going to have, I believe, Wolf's team next versus...
Ozzy versus Inebriate, but I did hear that Fox might have to leave, and we might need to find a substitute for him. Not great timing.
Oh, man. I'm sure we have a very large player pool here.
Yeah, I'm sure that there will be a substitute available
for him if need be. So, not too big of a deal. So Eradicate's team moving on. Good job by them.
Still be here for this match. He just wanted us to know and have a backup ready just in case.
Okay, cool.
We appreciate it that he gave us a heads up.
Yep. Alright, so who do we have up next? We've got Anib versus...
Quasi, yes.
Quasi? Okay. Again, really hoping I might get to see some of that Warden play from Inebriate. I know he has been playing healer to let Vazaroth be that crazy DPS that he is. But I have to say, we really haven't seen much Warden so far. in
Yeah, we
this
see
game. And like your mic
play
is
just
open.
a little bit. We have seen Quasi play with him just a little bit. I think 1, maybe 2 rounds. But other than that, it's not it hasn't been very word and heavy in any of these matches. Mostly Pyro Path, some Ravager, some a lot of Tinker games from Narwhal. Which is very I was watch those.
Yeah. Not a whole lot of Sin either. I'm surprised, honestly. Alright, looks like both teams are in here and teamed up. A little bit of an issue on Devoted team, possibly. Yeah, like your mic is open again.
Sorry about that.
It's all good. Alright, looks like we have the team set up now. Getting a little bit of feedback. We're going, I think. Yep, all good. Oh, nope. No, it's back. Are you hearing that too, Viz?
Yeah.
Is on in the background. No worries though. It's not super noticeable.
Cool.
Looks like we
and
have
both teams are set up here. Looks like we're cool. We should go ahead and take it from here, Viz.
Nice. Looks like we have Quasi going for that curse. Get it until his third cast. It does get blocked by Bazaroth. Great job blocking that. D-Tech and Quasi really putting the pressure on the Bazaroth. Bazaroth needs heal. Inebriate is getting over there. He is stacking the M1s. Looks like he does get a heal off onto him. Anomaly gonna press in. Not the best flame wall, but kind of zones off the enemy team. Still does a great job with that. I believe that D-Tech did walk through that, so got a little bit of extra damage in there. Quasi, flame bursting over the top, gonna land a curse onto Bazaroth. Bazaroth getting bullet away. Kind of in a good spot. He was in the LOS, so no one could really pressure him after getting bullet. Only getting a curse on him. Inebriate's gonna take damage. Wolf getting up top. Looks like he's gonna go over there in the corner so he can snipe kill his team. As long as his team stays on that side of the bear, he's going to be free reigning, really taking note of his positioning. This is exactly where you want to be as a healer. Doing a great job. His team is pretty healthy. If he can get a buff onto D-Tech or Quasi, this would be great. Quasi now pressuring Inebriate. Inebriate's in the full open, so if D-Tech can connect with Quasi, then this could be the end. Wolf did have to go in there. And looks like, it's just a battle of the heals, not, damage being traded back and forth. Bazaroth getting trapped right here. This could be a big turn of events. D-Tech is low as well. Wolf has to pick them up. Wolf getting cursed and stunned. D-Tech is going down to that Firestorm by Anomaly. Really, I have to give it to the stun right there by Bazaroth. He was able to pick up that kill, and Anomaly did get that Firestorm off. Anomaly getting bullet away. Inebriate just focusing on the heals. Notice Inebriate, the way he heals. There may be a low health target like Anomaly is low health right now, but he knows who's being hit by the enemies, which is Bazaroth. As soon as Quasi did change his focus, he started healing Anomaly. So he has great awareness as a healer. Got to give it to Inebriate right there. Definitely one of the best healers in the game. Wolf getting trapped right now, and then Bull hard right in the open. He probably doesn't have any energy. Is going to go down to Anomaly and Bazaroth's both. He's just gonna wrap this up. Quasi's gonna do what he can. He's gonna pull Anib. Anib is going to burden out of that, and he is just slowly picked off by Bazaroth's Mouse 1. And, I really thought Wolf's team was gonna win because he had that great positioning. However, D-Tech kind of LOS'd him, ran around the bear, and Wolf had to come in instead of telling D-Tech to back off because they did have good pressure out there. And then, once they kind of pinned them all together, Wolf did get double trapped with his teammate, and that was the end of that match. That was the end of D-Tech, and then followed up everything else. So Quasi playing aggressive. He does have the buff, so he did flame burst to the middle. Does look like Elemental is getting the buff now. Elemental is going for a swap. Quasi isn't in position. This won't be the best swap if he does get swapped, and can actually work into the other team's favor. Looks like Quasi is going to try and put on the pressure there. Quasi does get his swap. There was no trap down. That is very crucial, so there was no stun. He is able to jump away from that. Bazarov, with the curse on, he is going to take, not going to take the brunt of that damage. No, he actually did take a bit of it. Anomaly did walk away from him. Have to be close to your teammates when that curse goes off, otherwise you will take a lot of damage. Bazarov trying to press in on Wolf. Wolf doing a great job staying out of the battle. Looks like he's getting over there in the corner. Quasi on the other side. D-Tech in the middle. They've kind of got this pincer formation on them. I don't know if they can close in and do a lot of pressure. Inebriate's such a good healer. Bazarov zoning off D-Tech and Wolf. Meanwhile, Quasi not getting hit. He's doing a great job blocking, so not too much pressure is going out. They need to kind of converge as one unit. They're too spread out. Inebriate does get bullied. That could be the start of something. No, looks like Inebriate's going to heat. Going to stand right there. This is actually a really good formation. Quasi's on the side, D-Tech's on the other side, so they're kind of like tunneling them into that corridor space right there. If Quasi could get a flame wall down, that could be huge. He does go for the bullet. It is on Anomaly. He does get knocked back by Anomaly's flame burst. That does interrupt his casting. Wolf doing a great job healing. He does get the buff out. That's going to be 20% extra damage for Quasi. Quasi going to get a firestorm. That does land. That's going to be a huge amount of damage. And Anomaly does get bullet away. Inebriate putting some heals into him. It's a little bit of back and forth. D-Tech could get a swap here. That could be huge if he swaps Inebriate into a wall. I don't know if they have that type of coordination. Wolf getting a buff out onto D-Tech. This will be good. They need to converge. They're kind of centrally located. There's Quasi with the flame burst. He does miss the flame wall though. Misses it. Unfortunately, that could have been a huge amount of pressure. Quasi now getting swapped back. That's going to be hard for Wolf to heal up. Wolf has to make sure he blocks this oncoming onslaught by Bazarov. Bazarov switching his focus over to Quasi. Quasi now getting heals from Wolf. It's going to get picked up. Wolf going over to D-Tech getting heals. Anomaly trying to get curses off. Did miss a couple times, and maybe that one was blocked. Quasi really low at 38%. Anomaly does get bullet away. Great job by Quasi like that. There goes a trap onto Inebriate and Bazarov. They could get a lot of pressure in here. There is a firestorm from Wolf. However, Anomaly is going to get back to his team, help press him with Bazarov. If Bazarov has a trap and can run in there and volley, that'll be great. Looks like Anomaly was going for that flame wall. It's going to get a couple ticks of damage onto Quasi and to Wolf. And it's just back and forth. Both teams have pretty much the same HP. There's a huge knockback. Anomaly has to re-engage. A big trap onto Bazarov. Quasi going to get the curse onto him. If he can bullet them away, it doesn't... I don't know what D-Tech and Wolf are doing. D-Tech kind of chose to abandon Quasi. Wolf has to do a lot of healing over there. D-Tech not really helping. I think he's in camo. He might be trying to swap, but that's not what he needs to do for his team. He needs to be there so he's not, he just has Quasi out there taking all the damage. D-Tech now back in the battle. Going on to Bazarov. Bazarov going to turn his focus with Anomaly onto D-Tech, realizing that D-Tech is overextended. Wolf right behind him. If Wolf gets linked, I believe Inebriate did link Wolf. That's going to drain all of Wolf's energy. Wolf is going to have a hard time turning to his team. Looks like they're really low. D-Tech getting pressed in on. Bazarov should have a trap up. If he lands this trap, looks like I heard a trap go down. If that was a stun trap, maybe not. There's the trap. It is onto Bazarov. D-Tech stuns him. D-Tech then gets stunned. Really low, 12%, 4%. Going to get cleaned up here by Bazarov. Great job. Wolf is trying to heal away. He needs to heal himself, heal Quasi. But Inebriate is just picking up his team, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get anyone. There's going to be a trap coming in. There's going to be a blind, a pinfoot, a bola. It's going to be so hard to get a counter kill. I believe it's too late for that. Maybe on an Anomaly. It's kind of low. I'm not going to count Wolf and Quasi out because he could get a huge firestorm like that right there. No, Wolf doesn't have any energy. He can't heal himself. And the focus of Bazarov and Anomaly was too good. So Quasi going to do everything he can here. Just make it last a little bit longer, maybe top the damage charts. And he almost got zap killed by Inebriate. Pretty back and forth match, very even teams right there. Very impressed by Wolf's healing and Inebriate's healing. They were doing so much for their teams, and that's what the Shaman brings. I just gotta say, those fervor buffs kind of pulled it through. You were able, every time they did do damage, it had that 20% extra because those fervors were there. And that's a really important thing about the shaman. And the DPS did a great job. I was really confused when D-Tech kind of left Quasi out in the open for such a long time. I think he trapped and went camo, but he was just so far, and there was so much